TV, where we will be taking the latest step in our Tangaroa's Taniwha petition journey to have Waiake moana included in the Okura Marine Reserve. Our manuhiri this week are world famous sailors Blair, Tuke and Peter Burling.
Blair, Tuke and Peter Burling have both been sailed.
Should I start now?
Josh will let you know. He'll let you
know. When you're ready.
That's it. Action 5, 4. I give it that to. Sorry. 5, 4.
No mai, haere mai ki te LBP TV. Today we have a special edition of LBP TV where we will be taking the latest step in our Tangaroa's Taniwha petition journey to have Waiake moana included in the Okura Marine Reserve. Our manuhiri this week are world famous sailors Blair, Tuke and Peter Burling.
Blair, Tuke and Peter Burling have both been sailing since they were children and have been sailing together since 2008. They have won 4 world championships in the 49er boats and a silver medal at the London Olympics 2012. They backed up this success by winning gold at the Rio Olympics 2016. In January 2014, Blair and Peter signed with Emirates Team New Zealand for the 35th America's Cup and eventually brought it back to Aotearoa, New Zealand for the first time since 2003. They also sailed in different boats as part of the Around the World Volvo Ocean Race.
What many people don't know about Blair and Peter is that they also have a great concern for the mauri of our marine environment. This concern has come from the pollution they've seen while sailing at different competitions. This interview asked them questions about some of the issues they see impact on the mauri and sea life that live in our oceans, and the actions we are taking for Tangaroa Taniwha petition to have Waiake moana included in the Okura Marine Reserve.
Kia ora and thank you for joining us. Can you please tell us about an experience that helped you fall in love with the ocean?
Thanks, Luke. Well, I think growing up in New Zealand, as you guys are seeing now, and as we have, and people before us, we fall in love with the ocean. We get to be around it like this so much, whether that's sailing, swimming, water skiing, so many different things, and it's brought us so much joy as we've grown up, and now we get to do it for a job, which is pretty cool to be on the ocean. But I think we are lucky in New Zealand that we do get to see some great things. There's always, we're putting pressure on the ocean in different ways, and we need to look after it. But for the most part, we do see some great examples of what a healthy ocean is here in New Zealand. But we need to make sure we improve that for future generations.
What about healthy oceans? Where have you been where the mauri of the sea is strong, and how did that make you feel?
Yeah, well, I think we're pretty lucky in New Zealand. We're a long way away from some pretty serious population mass, and we've got a pretty pristine ocean compared to a lot of the places in the world we go. So I think that's one of the things that really drives us forward to try and make a difference, is that we have some incredible places in New Zealand where the ocean is incredibly healthy and full of life, and we'd like to see it stay that way. And for that to happen, a whole heap of people have to start making some small changes, and it's definitely going to be a process, but it's one that's a really exciting one, just for how beautiful ocean we do have in New Zealand.
We are really concerned about overfishing and the levels of pollution in the sea and how this is affecting the sea life in our area. Can you please share with us some of the places that you've seen pollution when sailing and the impact it had on the sea life?
I think as we've gone through our careers, we've sailed all around the world. We've sailed in places like Rio in Brazil when we raced the Olympics there. We've sailed up in Asia, and these are places with a big population base where there's a lot of pressure put on the environment and the ocean especially. So these places, there's obviously pollution in there. There's things that have come from the land and shouldn't be in the ocean, and that's never good to see. But also that population base and the way people approach and use the ocean in those sort of places, and to some extent still here in New Zealand, the way we use the ocean rather than look after it and be part of it isn't quite right, and that's where the shift needs to happen.
We know you both love spearfishing. Can you tell us about that, and if you have noticed a reduction in sea life since you started?
Yeah, well, I think one of the really cool things about spearfishing is you actually get to see what's under the water. There's definitely a concept called ocean blindness, which I think you look out on a nice day like today, and whether there's a lot of life under the water or none, it looks exactly the same. So at least when you're spearfishing, you get to actually look below, see what the ecosystem's like, see how everything's interacting, and then you also have no bycatch. You pretty much choose exactly what you want to take, and we definitely try and only take enough for a feed. So it's something that I think I really enjoyed, just that whole I suppose seeing how the ecosystem interacts and what's actually happening below the surface.
As you know, the Tangaroa Taniwha petition requests the Long Bay Okura Marine Reserve be extended to include Waiake Beach, the place that we sail, snorkel and study the sea life. Can you please tell us if you support this petition and perhaps provide some advice for the Environment Select Committee when considering our submission?
I guess, my advice for the Select Committee would be to listen to these kids and the rest of the class. They're the future, and they're going to have to, whatever we leave them with is going to be theirs. So we need to really listen to them and support them for sure. And in general terms, I think marine protection is a good thing for the ocean.
Are there any other ocean experiences that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, I think we just have so much fun out there, and to see it full of life and healthy, and the way the actions we have on land impact what happens to the ocean is something that is an issue that, or something we've been learning about a lot, and I think a lot of people don't have a great understanding of. So I think it's something that we're hoping people just really enjoy the ocean like that they carry on, like they do at the moment, and that they'll get behind projects like this.
Ngā mihi koroa. Thank you for taking the time to support our kaupapa, and we wish you all the best for 2021's America's Cup.
Well, there you have it. 2 more high-profile supporters of Room 19 at Long Bay Primary School. Stay tuned as we lead up to the Environment Select Committee submission in November for more petition updates. Mātua.
Good on you guys.
So,
Very good.
Fantastic.
You guys
Well
are
done.
skilled.
Good job. Man. Yeah.
How long did you practice that for?
They got the script yesterday
I was about to say, we
afternoon.
didn't
Really? We can't give you much time, so that's pretty cool.
How do you feel, Luke? All right? Pretty chuffed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we rocked that out in pretty good.
and rolling.
Okay, kia ora. My name's Aaron Joyce. I am a kaiako at Long Bay Primary School, and I teach room Tacoma Iwa, which is room 19 at that school. This year we've been on a hikoi that we named Te Hikoi o Tangaroa Taniwha, to have this wonderful moana and awa placed within the kaitiaki, the protection of the Okura Marine Reserve, which is about half a k up the coast. These tamariki have stood outside shops, they have presented at several schools, they have lobbied politicians, interviewed politicians, they have sought the support and advice of scientists and high profile sports people from throughout the country. They represented the youth voice at the Waiake Golf Forum conference and were a resounding success. And at the end of our petition process, we ended up with how many signatures? 3,150 signatures. And we have just finished our written submission to the Environment Select Committee for the extension of the reserve to include this moana. We hope to be in front of the Select Committee before the end of November, and from that point on it's in their hands. So I'd just like to congratulate all the tamariki of Long Bay Primary and the other schools that have been involved on the hard mahi that they have done this year to fulfil their dreams and to complete their kaupapa for Tangaroa Taniwha petition to have Waiake Beach included in the Okura Marine Reserve.
Nice.
Ka pai.
Well done. Well, you've done an amazing job.
Thank you, Sally.
Aaron and Luke and Marty, thank you very much.
Right, so we better get you back because
Yeah.
you've got some soccer stuff to do. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I think you're done. Have you done yours already?
I'm Blair. Nice to meet you. Luke. Hey man, Blair. Hey, Peter. Thanks for inviting us over.